Let's see here. Actually, I left my sunglasses, but oh well. That is fine. Actually, give me 1 second, see if I can find them. Plus, I'm going to turn on the AC. All right, now we're in business. Okay. What's up? Let me fix chat really quick. I copy this. All right, so we're good there. What's up, Slider? For some reason, my kick is not working. It says I'm offline on kick. Nah, it shouldn't be on just chatting. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with I have multi-stream set up and everything. Let's close that. Channel actions, pop out channel. I have the stream key and everything set up, so whenever I pop on live on YouTube, it should do it to kick as well, but it says I'm offline. All right, give me 1 second. I also just realized I forgot to tweet this out so people even know I'm online. Let me close this really quick. But how you doing, Slider? Got to do all the hashtags. Put this over here. All right, let's do that. Yeah, I don't know. How do I do the stream again with kick on? All right, we'll just figure out the kick another time. I don't know. I did kind of rush through it. I thought I had all the things saved. Stream. What the heck? Am I on my profile channel? Videos, clips. All right, I'm gonna check one more thing, and then I'm gonna, come back to hanging out with you guys. So give me 1 sec. I'm connected here. The heck? Not sending me a 6-digit code. All right. I'm about to give up on this in about 20 seconds if this doesn't work. Okay, how do I change that on here? I'm good. Do you get people who view the stream on Kick? Do you use StreamYard? I do not. I might switch to StreamYard. I don't know. Sometimes OBS and like multi-streaming, it wasn't working with Arena Social at all. I tried about 6 or 7 different ways to get it work on there. I used BE's or Informant's advice like verbatim, and it wasn't working. And then my Kick stream did work 2 streams ago, but then my last stream and this stream, didn't work. So, which sucks, is I paid like $150 for enable multi-streaming on Streamlabs, and it's just like not working half the time. So I'll have to figure out later. If it's still not working, I'm gonna request like a refund and just do fully Streamlabs, because it does seem like it's a much easier platform. And on top of that, I'm gonna use Streamlabs anyway, because using OBS is just beyond a pain if you want to have like any guests on and stuff like that. And so, a lot of Veve content creators and live streamers like to have guests kind of pop in and out and, hosts and stuff like that, which with OBS is very difficult. So I might just ditch the whole OBS thing and just switch to StreamYard, make it easy for myself. All right, I'm just going to close Kick. Let's see. Yeah, I'm also getting issues with like frame rates too high. So I think my settings on OBS might be a little messed up too. Cause it's saying it says that my frame rate is too high. Please set frame rate to 30. What's my frame rate at? Yeah, StreamYard is really easy to use. I used it a couple times on Uncommon Podcast last night, but it was really easy to use. Yeah, as a guest, it's perfect. You just click a link, you join in, it's done. But I remember with my old streams, like back in 2021, 2022, trying to have guests on using OBS, and I'm like getting them a Discord and making like extra sources and like cropping it out on the side and making a border. I'm like, dude, that is just like too much effort just to have one guest on. Like each guest would take like 15 to 20 minutes of like prep work, which is just way too long. I'm sure there's easier ways to set it up through OBS, but yeah, a little frustrating that it's not working as intended, but that's fine. Are you, I was kind of, I didn't want to say it on the stream with Corey and my collectibles on there when they were kind of showing this off. I'm like, is anyone going for Temu Mario right here? Or we have Mario at home. I mean, they are cute, but, I'm going to have to, hold off on it. I've almost had to remind myself of kind of like what my goals are with Veve and stuff like that. It's like, as much as I love collecting, I also don't like losing a bunch of gemmies at the same time. Yeah, that's too much. Things would pump in 15 minutes. No, you're not. Yeah. Oh, it's fine. It's funny because I actually stumbled upon, let's see if I can show it really quick. I don't think we have a lot of people watching right now, so that's fine. So this is, let's see if I can actually just find it using my history here. Close that. Ooh. It's funny because I was watching, I don't know if you saw like some of my X posts. You probably did, Slider, right? Talking about, thanks for the the retweet and everything. Where's my profile? So like these posts where I was talking about how we should get you know, more accurate articles and things like that, and tags about animated and non-animated and stuff like that. So as I was going through all that stuff, let's see if I can find it. Is this the video? Hold on 1 second. Yes, this is the video. 63, what's up, dude? Thanks for stopping by. How's things over yonder? And you're in Korea, right? I believe. I feel like I bring this up like every other time you jump on the stream. Back in the day, if it took you that much time to get ready to stream, things moved super fast back in the day. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it was super quick. But I think I'm gonna give this whole like multi-streaming thing like a chance like one more time. But if it's still having issues, like I'm just gonna switch everything over to StreamYard. Because honestly, even Informant has pretty high production quality. I know he has like a stream deck and all that stuff to kind of help him out. I don't have a stream deck. But the way he sets up his streams, which is pretty cool, I want to do something similar. I do know like with OBS, you can customize it like way more, but when it comes to like multi-streaming or having guests on or kind of doing anything like that, it's just way more difficult. So I noticed today the Uncommon Galactus has no animation tag, but it says animated in the description. Yeah, it's super inconsistent, unfortunately. It's just super confusing, and it's even worse. And the only reason why I'm probably making like, actually I turn this down a little bit. And the only reason why I bring it up a lot, or like, this is something I noticed like 6 months ago, but I kind of just let it slide. And then before I knew it, like more and more features that I cared about were kind of like slipping away and like not on like the app anymore. But let me see, what are some again like this one for Captain America, you know, like this one's animated, but I can't even tell, like there's nothing on here that tells you as a PC user that this is animated in any way, shape, or form. I think, yeah, it says it's animated here, but sometimes it's not always there. I can't even view it in 3D. There's no link to the article or like the website or anything like that. So, I mean, they're well aware of all this. And actually, Corey replied to it and even mentioned, I don't know if you saw this, but Corey actually replied. He said, I don't know if you guys, I'll zoom it in more so you guys can see it. Can confirm that creative will will reintroduce those tag displays and promotional displays. So I think Corey's in charge of the, you know, these like promo things that I'm showing here and like in the top of the list. I'll grab a post and share it with the team involved with the app web display. Appreciate the feedback. Yeah, because the web app thing, it's and this is the response I gave him. I said, that's great to hear. Because I know they work hard on like the articles, promo videos, behind the scenes, stuff like that. You know, but when you look side by side, like there was a period of time for a few months where they were like on the ball. They had links everywhere, videos uploaded, all that stuff. But yeah, you know, with like, weirdly enough, both Juggernauts, the FA collectible and the comic, they had links to the articles, the videos were embedded, to the blog posts and stuff like that. But some of the newer stuff, not so much. Anyway, long story short, the whole reason why I even brought all that up was this is going to be a bit of a throwback. This is actually my collectibles video from forever ago. I don't know if you guys remember. This is before he worked at Veve. So this video is three years. It came out so June 6th. So this video is 3 years and like 1 week old or whatever. So it's almost exactly 3 years ago. And sometimes I need to remind myself about these things. And, you know, he said his thing was like focus on the grails, the best Veve advice I'll give you. And it's funny, this is 3-year-old advice, right? But it's still relevant today where I'm not going to play the whole video.
This stuff is for them, and it's totally great to have a Harley Quinn or whatever in your fucking moon. Like,
so his advice, it's not so much ignore new drops, but just be picky about new drops. The other one was save your gems, right? I think right now, like pretty much every month, everyone wishes they had more gems than they did like the previous month, or didn't spend so much on this and that. And then the last bit of advice was like, look for deals. And so I was like, oh, this is what I kind of, need to remind myself to do, which is, not ignore all new drops, right? But if it doesn't fit in your goals, or if it doesn't fit in your interest or like your wheelhouse, just ignore it, save your gems, and then, look for deals. So I just like, when I was looking up old pictures for this, because like this picture here, I don't know if you guys can see that with like Wolverine. I mean, that was a stream from over a year ago. So I had to like actually go through my old streams. I was like kind of going through it. I was trying to find pictures of, where it says like animated and sound on the app and stuff like that. So as I was kind of digging through those old videos, I think I had one of my collectibles videos like recommended on the left. And I'm like, God, I'm like, man, that video's from forever ago. I wonder what his advice was like 3 years ago. And yeah, not much has changed. I would honestly advise, I'm sure he might not be able to say that exact same thing now, right? Because he works at Veve, and I'm sure he has to keep his opinions about like specific collecting and his strategies and stuff like that to himself. But yeah, they were doing the YouTube videos right in the description of the comics. Yeah. And some were really cool too. Like the Juggernaut one that I mentioned here. This was like a cool, like behind the scenes thing, like how they made it, or kind of just other than, because actually I do like Corey does work with like Disney and Marvel and all those companies like pretty intimately. So he does get some like, not so much insider information, but just like, yeah, information about the comic or what the writer was thinking about while they were doing the comic, and like what is resembling and all that stuff. I'm sure he probably does a lot of that information himself, but like any of that kind of information where we can get it directly from Marvel and Disney, I think that's cool stuff to like put it on the app. So it's just easy. Because as of right now, like, if you want to look up this Sam Wilson, you click on details. I don't know which ones are animated. There's no link to the article or anything like that. So I have to like go to Google or X. It's like, okay, I'll go to it's like, all right, I'll go to Veve Official, and I got to scroll down until I find Sam Wilson. Or I'm sure I might be able to find Sam Wilson. Like that. Like this isn't like fun to do if you're trying to find old information, or even if you do Sam Wilson Veve, it's going to show you a bunch of other stuff. So this is the article. Yeah. Just not ideal. Whoa. What's going on? All right. What's up, Doctor Strange? Thanks for hanging out. I remember this video. One of the first I watched when I first came into Veve. Yeah, dude, it was a long time ago. I have a lot of really, maybe it'll be fun one of these live streams, or maybe I'll do it later today on this stream. Look at some like old videos. And yeah, when I was listening to some of the pricing, I remember I made a video talking about not Disney villains, but just villains in general on the app and how like they're undervalued, because all the superheroes and Todd and Superman and Spider-Man, like they're all just like pumping. And I'm like, and I remember in that video, I was like, oh, Joker's only at 3,000 gems. Like he needs to be higher because Todd's at, 5 or 7 or something like that at the time. So yeah, different times back then for sure. D'Angelo, what's up? My SR Luke has increased by $300. That's awesome. Yeah, let's look up Luke really quick. If you're ever wondering what the grails are, just see all the stuff that's getting bought right now. Collectibles. All-time low floor price, $390. Now he's going for $750. How much did he go up recently? Yeah, you weren't kidding. Yesterday he was at $470. Now he's up to $750. Let's look at Stacker and see like actual sales. I probably should have just started here. Interesting. When I type in Luke, it doesn't show the SR first. Oh no. I hope they fix this on Stacker. You see how I'm typing in Luke Sky? But it's not called Luke Skywalker. It's called I am a Jedi like the Father before me. This is something they really need to fix on like Veve and Stacker, where I shouldn't have to know like not the name of the character, but like the description that like that's the other thing too. I'm not sure why we have descriptors for characters, right? Like, why is it not just called Luke Skywalker, parentheses, you know, I am my father before me, instead of just the name of the collectible is I am my father, you know, I'm a Jedi like my father before me. So another small gripe, but it definitely just makes searching for stuff a bit more difficult. But I think it works in the market, or if I do it. Yeah, so it works on Veve when I type it in here, like in the top right. It says Luke Skywalker. Which is another funny thing, because this is another kind of inconsistent thing. So if you look at your collection, because this is what I dealt with when I was at Phoenix Fan Fusion, and I was taking AR pictures and stuff. I have like I don't even have that many collectibles. I think I have like 230 or something like that, or, you know, over 200. And I would see someone dressed up as, for example, let's see. Like Mandalorian or something like that. Maybe not Mando. I'm trying to find one that has I have you in my sights. Yeah, maybe that one. So you notice, so I type in Boba or Fett, because that's what I was trying to do. I was like, oh, there's someone dressed up as Boba Fett. I'll type in Boba Fett in my collection to find him, but it's not called Boba Fett. It's called I have you in my sights. You know, so it just makes it, that's just like, they're like, now that I'm kind of thinking about this stuff and I actually interacted with the app a lot doing AR photos and stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, it's got to be way easier to pull up collectibles and characters and things like that, like in the collectibles page, which is weird because, you know, if you type in Boba Fett and the my collectibles, it doesn't work. But if you type in Boba Fett up here, it does work. And the weird thing is, if you're on the phone app and you go through here, like through the market or through like how I just showed you right now, and I go to own collection, usually it'll have a button that says like, or actually the button that says like view in 3D, it doesn't allow you to do the AR feature. So it's just all over the place. I'll have to make a video because it's kind of like a multi-pronged issue, but how's it going? Do you know how many SR miles were held by Veve? I think they held 11 because I looked on Stacker. I think that sounds right. SR miles. In circulation, is there a way to tell on here? 249, or should I go on Veve? Miles, a collectible. Is this it right here? Well, remember, someone burned one. So, yeah, how many did Veve withhold on this? See, a link to the article would be very nice right now, but it's not on the homepage. In circulation, burned, top holders. Is there an easier way to tell how many Veve withheld on this? I remember people doing videos, top 100 things under $100. Yep, that was pretty much me. I remember making those kind of videos, and I might, you know, if the bull run starts happening and things are going up. You see Genesis Keys announcement through Disney Pinnacle yet? Amazing way for user engagement. 3 lucky users get Disney Genesis 1-of-1 pins. Collect your keys every 4 hours for free. Oh, it's every 4 hours? I thought it was once a day. I tried loading Disney Pinnacle twice this morning, and it didn't even load the page, so I kind of stopped. All right, now it's working. The weird part is, like, you have to go to the shop page. Like, there's no indicator that tells you have to go to the shop page, right? To claim the pin. Is it shop page or... Pin book? I'm not seeing my free key. Or wait, there it is. Yeah, I have to... It's interesting because there's nothing on the... I don't know if you can see that, but there's nothing on the homepage on Disney Pinnacle that tells you... Short time... Yeah, you have to go to the shop page, scroll over, and then there's the key. There we go. And it says you have to collect, what, 100,000 keys? Is that everyone on the app? Or is that... Yeah, okay. So it is everyone on the app, it looks like. So if you collect keys, do you just have like a higher likelihood of getting in or something? What's up, Gary? Thanks for the fire emoji. Yeah, searching's not great. I don't remember. You probably have to look at the Medium article. All right. Miles Morales, Veve. And we got to go through all this first. All right. Okay, no article yet. Article blog. Will that help? Yeah, like it should not be this hard to find how many Miles Morales were withheld by Veve. Either show it on the app or have a link to the the article. Yeah, I don't know. I look at the Medium article, it doesn't say. Where's the Medium article? Oh, it's a Medium article, so I probably need to Google it instead. Veve, Miles, Morales. All right, I just searched it over there to make sure nothing silly was going on. All right, we're here. All right, there he is. Is this it? Oh, yeah, you're right. It doesn't tell you. I mean, this is from 2022. Were they telling public mints back then? Did they ever tell us like what the first public mint was? Let me try. I know for sure this is an older collectible, so we can do like Voltron. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Where's the Medium article for that? Is it this one? Yeah. So did they at least tell us the first mints for this one? Oh, dude, these pop-ups are brutal. I don't think they did back then. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it doesn't say it on this article. I mean, this is even an older article. I was just kind of curious if they did. Yeah, like this is, you know, it's all, you know, important information. You know, I think collectors, especially ones that are as scarce as miles, like people want to know how many are, you know, how many are withheld by Veve. Where's the article? Yeah, Veve might have to do like a big revamp on the app, like all their articles, all the tags, all the everything on Veve. It's kind of similar to the FAFE change. Because right now, like Miles Morales is probably the best animated collectible we have on the app, and you have no idea that this is animated. It says animated, but you know, if you're on PC, you're just taking your word for it. I will tell you the first public mint. Okay, cool. Looked at the issue number, and you can see the first 11 mints go to the same address. Okay. Whoops, I went by it. Well, it starts at 11 on here. Is that what you mean? Admin transfer. All right, first mint is... Yeah, that's weird. Can you see that on the right? It starts at 11, so 1 through 10 is probably to whoever, right? Ah, that's wild. Yeah, on some drops, they make the first X amount when they then also hold a random amount. Okay. You can Google Veve Miles Medium article. Yeah, I did that and we found it. But the thing is, like, really, we should not have to go off app, do a Google search, go through multiple searches, find a 3-year-old article. Like, it shouldn't be that difficult, at least in my opinion. What's up, Wheels? Might not have it. Yeah. I think back then, I don't know when Veve started doing that. I went like, and that's why I mentioned in my post. Like, I know they weren't always consistent. Like, I mean, first public mints is a whole nother thing, and I think we're already seeing a bit of a turn of people not bothering with first public mints anymore because Veve's giving away public mints, right? What was the giveaway thing they did here? Didn't they give away some like non-public mint collectibles? The challenge mode thing, or give away a challenge rewards. Because you remember that? Like, obviously, Mr. Rolex got a bunch of stuff, but you guys remember what he got? Challenges. This is what I'm trying to find. I typed in Veve challenge rewards. Do you guys remember what Mr. Rolex got? Because they also held some random mints along with the first 40. Gotcha. Can that info be found on Stacker? It used to say animated. Yeah, they got rid of all the tags. I mean, you guys already liked my post, and Veve's already aware that all the tags are gone. I don't know what it was. I have a feeling like, again, I could be completely wrong, but I feel like ever since they kind of made that big app switch, right, where they made the app look like the web browser version and stuff, remember? A lot of those features like went away, I feel like about a year ago or so. I remember straight getting the UR miles. I didn't know if it was a public mint. Straight getting UR miles. I know they gave away a special year mint. Yeah, that's pretty wild. I don't know. How do you guys feel about people in these like challenges getting like non-public mints? I don't know. I probably should get involved with them in the future. I'm just not a huge fan of maybe it's because I play too many MMOs and I'm like not the biggest fan of like doing dailies and stuff like that, but let me see here. Yeah, I can't find the where's the reward? Maybe if I just go to Mr. Rolex's account. I bet he like retweeted it or something. Maybe, maybe not. Okay, there it is. It was easier to find it on Mr. Rolex's X page than anything else. Okay, so number one, so SR Luke. Yeah, that's a special year mint. Is that another special year mint? And then blue metallic David U 34, 500,000 MCP. Isn't it weird that the winners, like the tiebreakers, are determined by MCP, and then when they win, they just get more MCP? Wouldn't that just perpetuate like the top people just winning more often by giving them more MCP? Just a thought. Seems a little redundant or just like compounding, you know? I think that's cool because it'll be one of us next time. Yeah, I really hope I will say the main reason why I didn't do it is because the tiebreakers were going to be people with the highest amount of MCP, right? Was it just the top 10 that got rewards, or did some people in the bottom, like 240, get something random? Miles Morales, ultra rare. Yeah, that's pretty wild. Because when did Miles Morales come out? He came out in 2011. Okay, that's his first appearance. All right, I guess the 97 mint, which is still a 2-digit. Could be one of us next time, yeah. Where's the where's the names? Am I missing it here? It just says the prize is like 1 through 10, but it doesn't. Was it in a previous post or something? Go to Straight account. He posted his gifts. I don't know who Straight is. Straight. What's his? Honestly, I don't spend a lot of time on X, to be honest. I feel like I've heard the name before, but I don't know who Straight is. What's his Twitter handle? Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with the challenge, but when the tiebreaker is a join date too, and tiebreaker is join date MCP total daily, it's a little off-putting because when it comes down to when you found Veve, overall, I'm okay with it. What's up, Big A? Happy Friday. I thought it was top 3. Yeah, I don't know who was top 3 on this thing. When did they post this? June 6th. Okay, maybe if I just go back far enough, I guess. Tagged you in a post. Okay, I'll look at it in a second. Is this the rewards? No. have to go back further. Sixth. Okay, so that's the reward. It's the ones we just saw. Minor updates. I feel like I'm just making this way harder on myself than it needs to be. Where's the top 10? Anyone have a link for the top 10? I think top 10 got collectibles. Yeah, I see the list of rewards, but I'm trying to see like who got top 10, like which people got top 10. Up to 250, but it was just MCP. I finished 180 and got like 12k MCP, I think, but I don't know if they actually gave it to me because I didn't notice a big spike in my MCP for one day. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, Big A. We'll check it out. Oh, there we go. Okay. So did Veve not release a list of the people that got at least top 10? Or did you have to just participate on the app and just like look at the reward page or something like that, or the challenge page? Is that the only way to find out? I'm pretty sure I'm following them. I guess not. I'll follow them now. I feel like I might have seen this profile before. Where are they just active on Twitter or like Discord or something like that? I do need to be more active on X, and I do want to be more active on Discord because I will say, I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but it does feel like the Veve community is like very segmented between like YouTube, X, like Discord. Like there's some people on like some of those platforms like I've never heard of, and they're like, oh yeah, they're like a 5-year whale on Veve. You haven't heard of them? I'm like, I haven't heard of that person ever. Yeah, that's wild. That's crazy. 2 Spider-Mans, 2 of these, secret rare. Yeah, I mean, well, Veve got feedback. Hopefully they make it a bit more even. Like, I agree. Like, the whales should be rewarded and things like that, but I don't know. Like, reward the whales by giving them an MCP store or something that they can spend their MCP on, because it's like it almost just seems like, all right, if you're on the app early, you spend a lot of money, you're just going to keep winning more giveaways for free. You put in just as much effort as everyone else, but because you were early and you spend more money, you just get more out of the rewards and stuff, right? Instead of that, just make exclusive drops or make some drops just so expensive that only the whales can afford it, and they can keep it as flex pieces or sell it on the market, stuff like that. Because, you know, essentially you probably had 300-400 people all put in the same amount of effort, but, you know, whoever has the most collectibles or whoever found the, you know, like whoever said, like the app sooner just kind of wins, right? So it's almost like the whole point of the challenge was it was supposed to be effort based, right? Like put in effort, get some activity going on the app, things like that. But it still just rewarded whales at the end of the day. So I think that's why it kind of rubbed people the wrong way. And that's why, honestly, I kind of avoided the whole thing altogether. I already knew, with as diehard as the Veve community is, I already knew everyone was just going to max out the points at the top. And yeah, I probably could have maxed out my points. But I really don't get that many MCP a day. Yeah, I get almost, I mean, not even 1,000 a day. And I think I don't know if this is mostly due to like comic sets being a thing, because for like a long time, I was only getting like 700 a day or something like that. I think top 10 got collectibles, yeah. And not only that, it's not even like they got like one cool collectible. They got like 4 collectibles, totaling anywhere between like, 500 to like I mean, some of the rewards, right? Let me close this. Straight, yeah. Gosh, I was just on it earlier and I already freaking forgot. Drawn a blank. I'll just go to Veve again. But because didn't Veve give out? I mean, like then whoever got number 1, they got like 10 grand worth of gems or worth of collectibles, right? Realistically, if I think if you want to reward like a lot of the long-term whales, heavy MCP collectors, things like that, like just give them stuff to spend MCP on. I think I watched who was it? Earlier on My Collectibles and Corey stream that happened, you know, like 6 hours ago. Cool Mo was in there, which we used to talk all the time when I used to stream back in the day. I actually met him at New York Comic Con years ago, and super awesome guy. But he was in the stream and he was just like, I got millions of MCP just waiting to spend it on something, right? That was kind of his thing. And so, yeah, we just need more MCP drops, or, you know, give whales to spend that, because that's the reward, right? That's the whole reason. I mean, that's a big part of why they're collecting, so they can stack MCP and stuff like that. So I don't know. I feel bad. I don't know. Today I'm kind of on one. I don't know. I'm in kind of a semi-negative mood right now. I don't know why I'm being so critical of everything, but is it down here? Yeah, it's a little bit further. It should be here. I'm gonna open this in a new thing. Yeah, I'm a Jedi like my father before me. What's that? That's like a how much is that collectible right now? All right, so it's 750, but he basically got a 1 of 1 mint, right? So arguably it's maybe a few thousand, couple thousand, because it's a 1 of 1 mint. Miles Morales Ultimate Spider-Man. I think that's not the SR, right? Is that the SR or the ultra rare? Okay, so we got the ultra rare, you know, which is still like a 300 gem collectible, right? And a David Yu, which I think that's legitimately going right now for what, 15? Whoop, I clicked the wrong button. It's going for 1,000. Yeah, so you basically got 2 grand on the low side worth of stuff. And 500,000 MCP. So next challenge is just going to perpetuate him winning because, you know, he's got more MCP. I think it's based off daily MCP, but I'll have a screenshot top on my... Dude, I'm having trouble reading today. Oh, I have a screenshot on my page of top. Okay, cool. Homie on the Veve feed and Discord mostly. Okay, cool. Veve feed? You mean the thing that's not on the web app, or at least on PC? I can't, dude. I used to. That was another thing I was gonna show too. Where is it? Desktop. Is it this? Is this the picture? No. It's somewhere. Oh no, here it is. Yeah. Can I, like, here? All right, this is not working. Hello? Is that working? Yeah, like, look at this. Like, there was a period in time where I could, on computer, I could look at the Veve feed. This was around the brandalized thing. But this is one of my favorite parts on streaming. I would just go through the feed, I would comment, bring attention to people's posts, market listings, things like that. Just kind of get the general vibe of what's going on. But I can't do that anymore. Sorry, Strain. I'm telling all you busyness. Yeah. I just don't spend a lot of time on X. I used to be in Spaces a lot, but let's just say some Spaces are more productive than others. So easier fix is not have a max point and have so many people at max points looking at tiebreakers. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was their first time trying it. I mean, I already knew right when they announced it, I'm like, people are going to max this out every day. And I knew there was going to be over 100 tiebreakers because I'm like, dude, there's people that already do this every day. I don't know. I get we're doing it, but it all felt like a bit artificial, like activity and stuff like that. Like a lot of stuff was getting inundated. People were asking for like follow for follows and things like that. Like I get they want more people active on the app and stuff like that, but I agree. No max to find the true VV lovers. Yeah. I think VV Post said exactly what everyone got, but only the top 3 got things. The rest got 1 each, I believe. Yeah. And hopefully they will do it a different tiebreaker in the future. I think it's a cool way to get engagement. If it was get engagement off the app, right? Because I mean, let's be honest, right? It's a bit of an echo chamber within the VV app. It's not like we're going to reach new users on off the grid or other NFT platforms or other, communities by spam posting within VV, right? I don't know how they would track, off app activity, but like I'd rather have the rewards be about like off app stuff or whatever it is. I don't know. They have time to figure it out, but they do need to change the tiebreaker because if they don't, honestly, the same. I'm sure there might be a couple whales that actually have more points than, maybe Straight or whoever else, so they're going to win. But it's just going to be the same, like 5 or 6 people over and over at the top. So I think Rolex got number 1, and what he posted he got wasn't 10K worth, but it was a decent amount. No, it wasn't 10K. You're right. There was a point where, There was a point where the David Yu collectible was going for like 15K or something like that. Obviously that's on the low end, but I mean, this is, 1,100 gems. So, I mean, he got $2,000 worth of collectibles out of it. I still haven't used my MCP on any drop, but still holding out. Yeah. I think he got the UR. Okay, cool. I only use the app. I don't even know they didn't have the feed on PC. That's crazy. There's a lot of features they removed. I already made 2 posts about, tags, VV feed. There's a couple other things too. I think I legitimately had like a list as well. Oh yeah, the bookmark thing. Dude, I loved bookmarking stuff. Animated. This one. I don't know if you guys remember this. I don't know if you guys have seen this on X yet, but I'll zoom out, zoom in. I don't think it'll matter. But remember when you could like bookmark stuff? You could like bookmark a collectible or a comic. There was a wish list tab. You could track a bunch of collectible. I mean, there was a period of time for like 2 years. I didn't use that at all. And then someone on VV showed me it and they're like, hey, like it's actually super easy to like look up, you click on the collectible, you look up the name. Because we've already seen how kind of difficult it is to like look up the name of a collectible, right? Or God forbid a comic. You like, does everyone like, have you guys memorized like which one's like the FA Punisher comic, right? Which I think is another thing that they should finish. Like if you type in Punisher in the top right, it should show the collectibles and the first appearance comic. I don't know what they need to do, like embed the word Punisher or something like that in the comic, but I think if you type in the name of a character, it should show you the collectibles and then the first appearance of comic, right? Because now I have to go to Google Punisher first. Appearance. All right, Spider-Man 129. Okay. 129. Okay, there it is. X is a battlefield some days? Yeah. That's another reason I kind of stay off it. It does seem like it's just a lot of drama, or people are like, oh, did you hear he's like quitting, or he got mad at his space because he got kicked out and stuff. I'm like, dude, I don't, you know. X is a great platform. I really should be more active on it, but yeah, the Veve challenge is useless. I don't know about useless. It's a good idea. It's just, I mean, the person that got first place, they got some like high-end collectibles, which is fine. I do agree they should, you know, kind of give some of those away. But wasn't one of those rewards non-public? Wasn't one of the rewards like a sub 41 or like a sub 20 min or something like that? I saw. Yes, the bookmark was good feature. It was easy to keep track of things I wanted to go back on. ASM 129 Punisher, yeah. Because there was even a point where I guess there was a custom list. I don't think I ever used that. But if you can make custom lists, like imagine you can make a custom list of like your favorite rare comics or your matching mint Star Wars stuff or some black and white series things, like, you know, or you can like mix and match, you know, first mints, last mints, things like that. Like as of right now, there's no way to organize your collectibles, right? And on the app, it would be really easy if you could just say, oh, I have 5 or 6 different, you know, showrooms or saved lists of different like things that I'm like collecting or going after. Because I do have a lot of, because right now, if you're like in the comics section, like, you know, like where's all my Baldari covers? I have to kind of like go through them one by one. Like, you know, I could save this. Like it would be awesome to make like a list and I could just save like my favorite covers or favorite artists, things like that. Because I feel bad for the people that have like 1,000 collectibles, 1,000 comics. Like, good luck trying to show off like half your stuff to someone on the app. You either have to memorize the name, right? You have to memorize that it's not Boba Fett. It's called, you know, I have you in my sights. And 2, memorizing all the comic numbers and stuff like that. So, yeah, search by artist would be awesome. There would just be a lot. I'd rather have gold, bronze age, silver age, you know, gold age, and like modern age filters for comics first. But I agree, we should have something like that. I don't know, I'm on one today. Kind of throwing it all out there. All right, let's see what's going on in the market. Let's just kind of take a look here. Ben Riley, did he pump? The uncommon, I thought it was much cheaper before. All right, it's thinking. But thanks for hanging out, JKRB. Big A Slider. Oh yeah, Big A. You like blockchain games, right? So I've been doing a lot of like research into this one, not just you specifically, for anyone's interested, but so I used to play EVE Online for like 5 years back in the day. I guess the CEO of the company, you know, and EVE Online is a 22-year-old MMO. It's just as long, if not older, than World of Warcraft. So, you know, they kind of know what they're doing. But they're releasing like a blockchain game called eFrontier. And it's on like the Ethereum, like layer 2 blockchain or something like that. It's pretty crazy. I've been watching videos on it and stuff like that. So it's actually like a space MMO, but it's like a survival game. and you can like make anything you want. You can like make your own currencies. You can make like jump gates and stuff, but it's all like on a blockchain, and like you can charge certain people extra, or if someone like follows you on Twitter, you can make it, you can have it set up to like if someone follows you on Twitter, they can get like a discount or like jump the gate for free. It's pretty wild. You can make your own government and currencies and ships and buildings and all kinds of stuff. At least that's what they're claiming, right? It's still an early alpha, but I'm kind of interested in that game. We'll see. But odds are the game's probably not going to be out for another like 2 to 3 years, but Slider, what's up? Yeah, I played Eve back in the early 2000s. I actually reactivated my account about a week ago. I haven't really done anything on it. I used to do wormholing back in the day. I used to be in a wormhole corp, and I did that for about 3 years. My account started in 2017. I played for like 2 months because all I did was like mining, and then I just left the corporation. Didn't play till like 2019 until like, you know, late 2019 when like COVID hit. Played by myself for a while. Actually made some YouTube content, and then was partnered with Eve Online. So they had like a referral affiliate. It's almost like Veve, right? They had like an affiliate program, and so I got partnered with them. And so I was actually talking to a lot of the Veve developers and stuff like that, like me and a bunch of other content creators. It was a lot of fun. They would give us like free ship skins for like giveaways, and they would pay for my sub and stuff like that as long as I was like making content. And all that. So that was a lot of fun. But then eventually, you know, I got busy with life. I was trying to juggle that and Veve content at the same time. And it also just was not as profitable at the time compared to Veve. You know, when the Veve bull run was happening, it was nuts. I was making way more on just doing Veve content than I did Eve Online. So I kind of phased out Eve Online, and they still paid me, or still like paid for my sub for a few months, even after I kind of stopped. But then eventually they just kind of cut me off and stuff. But we didn't leave on like bad terms. It's just like, you know, you just take a break. You know, that's kind of the joke, is that like people that play Eve Online, like they never actually quit. They just take like a very long break, right? Like eventually you'll come back. So I have a lot of ISK on my account and a lot of stuff. I had more, but yeah, I did like wormholing and all that stuff. But like the whole point of the game is, you know, at least with this new one, Eve Frontier, it's all very like low resolution, but apparently they're trying to do like actual like space physics, like on a blockchain, and like it's a moddable MMO. So like your corner of space or like your universe, you can like modify it and change all kinds of like conditions and stuff. And it's pretty wild, at least the way what they talk about it. But like I said, it's in alpha stage, and it's probably at least 3 years out from being released. So it's probably something more for like next cycle than this cycle. But they do have a lot of like, you know, any of those NFT or blockchain games or anything like that. Like the earlier you can get in, the better. So challenge improved engagement while existing users, but issues is Veve needs to engage new. Exactly. So I'm sure a lot of people started following each other like within the app and posting pictures and all that stuff, but you know, that's not going to drive like new users outside of Veve, right? I'll check it out. Yeah. I stopped around when they stole that big battleship back. When they stole that big battleship back in 2006. Yeah, dude. I wasn't, I was definitely not playing Eve then. I was in high school at that time. That sounds really cool, and it's on chain. Yeah, let me see if I could find a... I will say, like, I'm going to probably get an early access for it. I guess occasionally they'll have, like, a free... You can, like, sign up on, like, a wait list, and like, once in a great while, they'll let people just kind of play the game for, like, a week or something like that for free. And then you kind of get kicked up. But if you pay money, right, I think there's, like, different levels to it or whatever. Let me see. Where's their main page? Five more leagues. Oh, is this it? Yeah. I guess this is here. We'll show her. I know a lot of people here for Veve, but this is the main page. I was in college when I stopped. Yeah, I'm assuming you're probably like 10-ish years older than me. Maybe a little bit less, like 5 years, maybe. Yeah, it's a hardcore survival MMO. Explore galaxy, founder access, missions. Whoa, flashbang. Sorry. Founder recruited. No, where's the? Okay. Where do I go here? I'm just gonna go back a page. What is going on? Oh, it's a new tab. That's why I'm like, can't see from there. Founder access, discover, build, cycles, tutorial. Cycles, tutorial, I guess. Oh my gosh. Yeah, like everything revolves around like fuel. That's kind of like almost like the main resource in the game. The original Eve, as I'm sure you know. Yeah, I graduated high sec in 2001. Yeah, and they're trying to make it like way less text based, so they got rid of like the overview and all that stuff. Like, and so it's much more simplified. I mean, I guess I could. Honestly, their website kind of sucks. It doesn't really show a whole lot. Smart assemblies. They do have a white paper link here to like look at it, but deploy infrastructure, configure and program, activate. So like, I guess like if you like, you don't have to be a developer, but I guess they've kind of said like there's a big advantage to being able to code or being like a developer, and you can like make your own stuff. Like I said, even I don't fully understand it, but essentially they want to make it to the point where like the whole game is like decentralized and everyone can just make their own stuff. And I guess people can like fight each other over it or what, but it's all very low res. I think this game is going to do well because the CEO of EVE Online, he's a big proponent of like blockchain technology, NFTs. I almost talked to the EVE Online developers and like CCP and those people like 4 years ago when like, you know, Veve was popping off and all that stuff, and like they were talking about possibly doing NFTs. I almost told them like, dude, you guys should get in contact with Veve. Like, you guys have like a ton of cool ships, a ton of cool stuff. Like, people love that kind, you know, that kind of stuff. And the whole goal of like the CEO, he said like he wants to make a game or like a world where people can they can live off of it in real life. Like, they can make real world money or crypto doing it. And basically that's your full-time job, is just playing this game, managing a corporation, you know, just kind of keeping the game alive for other people. That was kind of like his dream. And so it sounds like he's trying to push that through eFrontier. So we'll see. I don't know. Yeah, back in the day, it was a decent amount of text-based. That'd be crazy, imagine, in VR one day. Yeah, that's kind of the meme with the EVE Online, is like they have like great looking trailers. They look amazing, but like the second you log in, you just see spreadsheets like everywhere, and it's like, where am I? But the game looks way better now. The game does look way better now. Maybe I'll show it later, but yeah, we've already kind of got off the rails a little bit with this stream. I think occasionally I do want to do like non-Veve content, either like blockchain gaming or talking about other stuff, for the most part. But for now, I remember saying that making a living in the game. Yeah, that's kind of I mean, let's be honest. People are already doing that in EVE Online, right? By running like bot accounts and ratting and nullsec and just killing the same sites over and over and selling the ISK, like I'm sure on a website or whatever. But I don't have the connections or the people to like, I don't figure that out or do any of it. Because I think my account right now has like 150 like billion ISK or something like that in it, which is like quite a bit. At least like that's how much I have in assets. All right, let's see here. Whoa, what's going on here? So I searched a 24-hour trend on my NFT tracker, and it looks like Ajax, Sprite, a few of these like really skyrocketed in price. Day of the Dead, Bow. Let's try this. Like, did people actually buy this, or is this just like mass delistings? Only available on Veve. Interesting. Does this mean some collectibles can't be used on Stacker? Are the stamps not available on Stacker? Who's this? Jeba Nega? Jabaniga? Jaban? I don't know who that is. But they have a huge, they bought a bunch of stuff. I would not be surprised if that's them. Let's go to Immutable X or Immutascan and like look up the... What is this person doing? So stamps. Lots of stamps. Comic. Okay, I guess they just bought a bunch of stamps recently. That's kind of it. Yeah, and then they haven't like bought anything in it in like over a week, so. What about Ajax? Like Ajax went up by 12 gems. Ajax. Let's see who bought this. 150 billion, not bad. Yeah, it's decent. I think I had way more when I lived in a wormhole, but so if you live in a wormhole, you typically want to, you know, you have like a fortizar in there, like some sort of structure. You don't want to leave it in the same spot for too long because when people invade your hole, like they can kind of just siege you and like find good angles, or they have like bookmarks around your structure. So every 6 to 8 months, our corporation would flip the fort, meaning like they would unanchor it and move it somewhere else within the wormhole, right? Just to kind of, just for, you know, security and defense purposes and stuff like that. But any structures, any items, anything like that in the fortizar, if you flip it or if you unanchor it, all the stuff just shoots out all over the place. So like, it'll be funny for like a full month or even like 2 months before the corporation flips it. They'll let everyone know like, hey, like if you have a lot of stuff in this structure, like get it out and move it to this other structure or get it out of the wormhole or whatever. Like I said, I took a 2-year break. So when they flipped it, all my stuff in there got shot out and the corporation just takes it. I think they did try to contact me, but again, I was just gone for 2 years. So they just kept it all, which that's something they tell you when you join the corporation is like, if we flip the fort and you leave stuff in here, it belongs to the corporation. Like that's just how it is. Like we give people like months a heads up. Like if you're going to live in a wormhole and take a break that long, like you're going to lose your stuff. Like, and that's how it is normally too. Like if you actually, there's no asset safety in wormhole space. So if your stuff gets blown up, like another corporation sieges it over the next like 3 days and just like takes all your stuff, they'll just take all your stuff. Like you don't get any of it back. So. Yeah, I don't know what happened here. I was going for 4 gems and then it went up to like 15. So let's copy this wallet really quick, see what's going on here. That can't be right. Let's try it again. Search. It says the last, 19 hours ago. Okay, that's probably right. Yeah. Yeah, this person just cleaned out a lot of the, wow. Oh, this is months ago. This person just buys Ajax. So this was 8 months ago. They bought 1, 2. Is this person they just buy Ajax? Is that it? and whatever, like, what do they call it? Not Immortals, but what's the name of that movie? Was it Immortals? No. Eternals. I don't know if I said Immortals. Eternals. I'm like, is this person just like a massive Eternals fan? I guess so. Because they bought a couple comics, but they bought a bunch of sprites, Ajax and Icarus today. They bought some Mercaris like 15 days ago, as well as Fastos. And then after that, they haven't like bought anything in like months. So that's kind of interesting. 12 gems, that's crazy. Yeah, I guess. Or maybe the floor was kind of thin up to a certain point. J Kirby, I'm just stacking low min FA comics and collectibles. That's really the way to go. I'll let you guys in on a bit of a secret. I do want to stack a few more. I might actually just do it right now to beat you guys to it a little bit. I'm going to buy a few more of these. So less than 2,000 of these have sold. X-Men number 5. It's going to get burned in a week. So this is something I'm going to do. I'm actually going to, before the end of this stream, before the end of the stream, I'm actually going to launch my Discord. So all of you guys that are hanging out here, I appreciate it. I made the Discord over a year ago, and like made a bunch of channels and stuff like that, but never launched it. So I'm at the point now where I'm like, dude, I need to launch it, or else I'm just like never going to do it. So, and I'm spending more time on Veve and stuff like that. So I'll put the link to my Discord here in a little bit. But this is the kind of information like I do want to notify you guys of, like, hey, like this comic is going to burn in a week. I think, not financial advice, but I think it's worthwhile to get, like, kind of, because by the time Veve announces it on their, socials, like people are already starting to like click the buy button. They're going to the market. They buy a few, right? Because like Veve almost reminds them of the comic. Ideally, you try to remember, like a week before, and you kind of buy it before it goes back up. But that's my plan, right? I do like this one because it's a little bit of a bottleneck for people that want to collect like the X-Men 1 through 10 run. Because if you look up X-Men 10 right now, first off, there's not even ultra rare or secret rares on the market right now, so that's how scarce it is. And two, I think I'm actually going to buy this just because this is the cheapest common I've seen in like a minute. Yeah, I'm just going to buy this really quick. There we go. Common secure. I don't even have this comic. I was waiting for it to go below. It was at 7 gems for a while, then it jumped up to 10. Yeah, there's only 1,500 of these total. Less than that, yeah. Yeah, there's 1,500 in circulation, so kind of my goal is to buy the comics that are part of a 1 through 10 set and buy the ones that are like going to be bottlenecks for those sets. Like in this case, like if you want X-Men 1 through 10, like you need to buy this, and there's only 1,500. Commons are already at $10, And I would say the second most scarce X-Men series or run is X-Men 5, at least as of now, because there's less than 2,000 that have been sold. So it's like the next best bottleneck to buy, and commons are only going for 2.5 gems versus 7 or 10, right? X-Men 2 also has low edition. Yeah, how many editions does that one have? See, this is why I want Silver Age, Gold Age, Modern Age, because it's like I type in X-Men 2 and I just get a lot of Modern Age stuff, let's say. It's not loading. I've already been buying those two, X-Men 2 and 5. Let me look at X. I cannot remember X-Men 2 for the life of me for some reason. Why is this not loading? That is so weird. It's not loading. Do I have X-Men 2? X-Men number 2. Can we load it? I'll put a space after. Maybe that'll trick it. Nope. Okay. There it goes. Now it's working. Oh, this guy. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. I bought a few of him, too. Does it not mention first appearance? Isn't it the first appearance of the Vanisher? It says second ever X-Men issue. Does it mention the Vanisher? It's weird how every other comic will say first appearance of the Vanisher, right? This one just says second ever edition X-Men. Slowly buying X-Men 2 and 5. X-Men 2 is at the bottom. Yeah. Yeah, I bought a few of these. I mean, you can see I have 12. Mostly commons. No ultra rare, though. Why is this coming soon button? Wow, rares are at 4 gems. I will say I do like the secret rare on X-Men 5. Make sure to buy at least one UR next time. Yeah, I should. I do like this SR cover a lot. Or at least the way Cyclops Emeralds looks. Beast's foot looks a bit weird, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, so this one, I think, once Veve announces that this is going to get burned in, you know, a week or like 6 days or whatever, I do imagine more people are going to buy it. See, also, why can't they have this information on the drop page? This one says like 3,000 in store, right? But like once I actually go to the page, it doesn't tell me. I have to like use a calculator and add these numbers up to get to 3,000. But yeah, I do think once they announce it, I mean, I'm sure like another 100, 150, maybe 300 or whatever get bought in the store potentially, because there are some people that do degen and they just click the button a bunch. That's a nice SR cover. I'm not a big SR cover fan. Yeah, some of the I will say a lot of SR covers are hit and miss. The saddest one is sadly X-Men #1. I think we were trying to find, I remember one video or one stream, we were trying to find like a better panel pull. Yeah, this is going to be tough because it's going to be... Yeah, I got to type in uncanny to like make it a bit easier for myself. Still getting a lot of modern age stuff. Yeah, the secret rare. Wish it was better. We're trying to find like another panel at one point to see like if there was a better one. Actually, let's see if... Man, you know what I just realized, and I've never attempted this before? How do I read the comic on the PC? Own edition. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, I can't even read it in the can't even read it in the PC. The Daredevil low mint comics are pumping also. I don't know that many. The Daredevil low mint comics. Are you talking about the ones on like the Veve page, like this one? if it'll load. Like this VV page. I gotta get rid of some of this stuff. I'm not using it anymore. I'll be honest, I'm not too familiar with the Daredevil comics. I'm just familiar with like the first appearance and some of the villains, or the first appearance of like Bullseye and some of these other ones, but I'm not too familiar with like some other ones. Give me a comic, for example, J. Carabee, if you don't mind. Like which like low mint Daredevils are coming out that people are buying. Daredevil 6. Okay. No idea if that's a Daredevil 6. Did this one get burned recently? Yep. Yeah, 1200 mints on that. Oh yeah, this is the first appearance of Mr. Fear. Is this a popular comic in real life? I guess it is. Daredevil number 6, right? It's part of that 1 through 10 run. I do think comic collectors are going for the 1 through 10 runs and finding the bottlenecks and buying those. Because that one, do I have like a Daredevil 5? I don't even know. No. Doesn't look like it. 2? Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. This is the, this cover was the first, not Nicoletta Baldari, but oh my god, I'm blanking on her. Peach Momoko. This is the first Peach Momoko one. Going for 7 gems. If you don't have it. Still that X-Men 2 and 5 will be still that X-Men 2 will be 5 times more rare than X-Men 1. Yeah, that's kind of my thought too. I mean, people are going to still want X-Men 1, right? But if you're talking bang for your buck, or once serious comic collectors get on the app and they want to collect the whole series, then yeah, you can definitely make use of that. Daredevil 6. Or no, that's the one we just looked up. 7. Yeah, honestly, I have not paid too much attention at all to some of these. You know what I think it is? It's because a lot of these comics were 10 gems. I think that's why. A lot of these comics were 10 gems, and like typically I wouldn't say avoid those, but like how much is this in real life? I'll go collect. Yeah, it's a 4-figure comic, over $6 grand for a 9.2. I can only imagine what the higher grades are worth. So, I mean, at this point, in the grand scheme of things of like comics, anything worth over 1,000 is, quite a bit, obviously. Yeah, the cheapest one on this is, jeez. First appearance of his red costume. Okay, that's interesting. All right. No, that's cool. I didn't know that. I didn't know about this one at all. I need to start paying more attention to some of these. I need to pay more attention to some of these like comic drops and stuff. It was a blue cover. Yeah, I was sleeping. How you doing? Hey, vibes. Yeah. Love that rare cover. Yeah, it is nice. Peach cover. I stack all the 1 through 10 scarce commons. Yeah, that's the way to go. I mean, I'm doing the same thing with the, I need to buy more. So like X-Men 5, we talked about that one earlier. Less than 2,000 have been sold. So not that much more than the Keyzar one. That one had 1,500. So far, this one has 2,000 sold, or less than 2,000 sold. So this is like an X-Men 1 through 10 bottleneck. It's gonna get burned in 1 week. I buy under 4, yeah. Let's see if this moved at all since I've mentioned it. Jeez, this is going a little slow. There we go. Like this one. First appearance of Asteroid M. And then X-Men 2. We mentioned that one earlier. I only buy at secondary market too. Yeah. I've gotten burned too many times trying to click the button. I mean, unless it's one where you know for a fact even the commons or even maybe like the uncommons might like hang around retail or whatever. You know, something like a giant size X-Men, like I don't know, do we have any more comics like that? Like maybe Silver Surfer 1, obviously Captain America 1. I'm sure there's some like very iconic or storyline comics that we could get that have like very low editions, kind of like a Spider-Man 252. Remember? I mean, for back in the day, 1,000 was, I mean, it still is super low editions, but like this guy here. This one says ongoing drop, but yeah, like the Vanisher. I forgot how many of these got burned. Yeah, this one has a little bit over 3,300 in circulation, so a little bit on the higher side, but I got a lot of the commons, a couple of the rares. Yeah, I'm just, I guess I'm waiting for another comic that I could just click the buy button on as many times as I want and know that like it's gonna be fine, you know. Like what's Planet Death going for right now? I bought a bunch of those. I actually even sold a few too. There's 2,000 of these. Oh, I forgot these are. Oh yeah, all right. Let's check it on the market. Yeah, these were. That's the other reason why I went for the Planet Death, because there were 5 gems or $5 instead of 7 each, and so I think I bought like 50 or something like that, and I got 2 secret rares. I've already sold 1 secret rare cover and comic and poster, so I still have 1 secret rare left. The 3-digit on the floor for the uncommon for 3 gems. Planet. All right, let's see. Yeah, so I still have 1 secret rare, 5 ultra rares, 25 commons. I got a good little stack of this one. I'll be honest, I wasn't even sure if I should like go for that one, but once I saw what was it? Comics and Crypto like really hyping it up and saying like this is the best comic sold in like 30 years, and like it's got the director of John Wick like doing it, like you know, helping out obviously with the comic, or you know, they're like the lead director or whatever, I don't even know the verbiage. I was like, all right, this is probably going to be a big deal. And I think I bought like 15 or 20 at first, and I still didn't land a secret rare or anything like super good. I was like, all right, I think I might give up. And then the second VV announced, I think it was the next day or later that same day, like, oh yeah, if you land the secret rare, you'll get this poster too. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to go all in at that point, or at least just kind of buy a lot. So what up? Great to see. Oh yeah, Mr. Dr. Fuse, what's up? I am going to be posting my Discord. Actually, I'm just going to do it now. I mentioned it earlier, but I'm going to do it now. Because I do want to start sharing some more information with you guys, you know, eyes on the market, things like that. You know, like I've already told you guys, I do want to like kind of keep you guys in the loop of, you know, worthwhile comics that are on the horizon of being burned, like this one. Right, like on the 20th next week, this is going to get burned. So it's like, now's kind of the best time to buy, right? Because the second Veve posts an X post about it being burned, everyone just goes to the store and buys, you know, buys up the floor, or they just click the button a bunch of times. So Let me do it right now really quick, and you guys are all invited to that. Okay, so this is here. All right. I'm going to put a link in the chat. You guys are all welcome to join the Discord. I'm like literally officially launching it right now. So follow that link. That'll take you to my Discord. And also I do have a, there is going to be a place in there where people can kind of shield their like Veve listings on Stacker or Veve. Things like that. Ooh, I actually meant to change this. Save. All right, 1 second. All right, there we go. All right, we already got Dr. Fuse in the Discord. That's awesome. Also, too, I don't think any of you guys right now are members, but I'm going to have a separate like members chat where I'm going to talk about, you know, video ideas, things like that. Maybe even some like plays I might do ahead of time. Like, hey, I've already bought 5 of these. I'll probably buy more over like the, you know, next week or something like that. You know, none of it's financial advice. I'm just like letting you know like what I'm thinking about, or, you know, things like that. About 20 Revenge of the Sith comments for under 4. That's awesome. Let's look at Revenge of the Sith. Yo, Fun of the Sun. Thank you so much at High Vibes and the fam. Have a great weekend. Vibes Best FA. Thanks, dude. Appreciate that. Thanks for the $5. And JKRB, thanks for joining the comment gang. Yeah, let me, if you get in the Discord and just at me or whatever, I'll put you in the Vibe Tribe chat in the Discord and we'll talk about stuff. It's mostly, you know, personal chat stuff. It's probably going to be more behind the scenes stuff. You know, I might like run some like thumbnails or video ideas or things like that through you guys. A lot of times you can get the UR for 10 gems. So I would just rather buy that than know I'm getting it than gambling the SR and get a comment. This happens to me all the time. Yeah, I mean, if you just objectively look at the numbers, this is why. Oh, it doesn't show it. Let's look at a comic that's out right now. Or you know what? Let's actually, let's look at this really quick. For under 4, yeah, this is already going up to, yeah, this is already up to 6 gems essentially, right? And just grabbed those 3 gem uncommons. Yeah, there we go. And that's the whole point I'm doing this stream. It's not even like convince you guys to buy this stuff. I mean, I might mention it, but it's mostly just to bring your attention to like comics, collectibles, things you've overlooked, collecting 1 through 10 series runs of comics. Like a lot of that stuff I didn't even think about till, you know, months and months and months ago. So this is kind of the part that I enjoy with the streaming, kind of sharing ideas, what people collect, you know, what's going to be profitable in the long run. Because I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we like collecting, but we collect to make money in the long run, right? Hey, what's happening, bro? What's up, Sean? Thanks for stopping by. Fun of the Sun. Thanks for waving. On that last Star Wars comic drop, I got the uncommon 577. Is that any good? 577. Is that like May, right? 1977? It could be. And that's the kind of thing I want people to do. Like, just if you just throw that in the Discord, or I put a link to my Discord in there. You could just put a screenshot or whatever of that comic and just say, hey, I'm taking offers on this. You know, like it's kind of hard to price. It's almost impossible to price like one of one mints, right? Like if you have 1977 of a collectible or a comic that's like Star Wars, it's like, well, depending on the character, how many total mints there are, like what the rarity of the collectible is or the comic, like those all play like a factor in it, right? So I have dealt with like some whales before. Like I've done some sales with California Comics. I've done some sales with some other like mint collectors and stuff. But the price varies, right? And typically I try to like bundle stuff together to kind of give them a better deal, and then also help me kind of get rid of another comic that I've been, or collectible I've been trying to get rid of for a while, but it has a cool min or whatever it is. So, you know, it just makes it feel like everyone's getting a deal out of it, right? At the end, like that's the thing at the end of the day that collectors want. Like they want to feel like they're getting a deal, right? Or something at a discount. That's why I'm not just looking at grails all day, because it's like, all right, if you can afford Todd, you're just going to buy it, right? But, you know, kind of digging around in the trenches, finding $2, $3, $5 comics on the cheap, or because it's 1,000 mints, or because we don't even have, because like, do we have the other like episode comics? Revenge of the Sith got away from my price range fast. Yeah, I think I only bought 2. Yeah, I don't even have a common yet. I really should have bought a common now that I think about it. I just pressed the button twice and I saw I didn't get anything too great. But yeah, that one's really good. Let's look at comics. Is this our only... I could have sworn we had like episode 1, right? Or is that something different? Because I would assume, I mean, is there an actual run of like episode 1 through 6 of like comics in real life? I'm sure there is. I'm just not sure if we have it on Veve yet. Do you think Grogu will ever catch up to Todd? I think he will be. He's already at 280, right? Grogu! I actually have a... Yeah, here he is. Here's Grogu. Here's my Grogu. Grogu! Yeah, dude, Grogu right now is at almost at 280 right now. Base almost 300 because of the... I don't know if you guys can see the floor price. I still have 5. I might sell one in this range just to kind of get a little bit of extra gemmy. But I think Grogu is just, you know, really his name should be, my friend told me this, Grailgoo. It's not Grogu, it's Grailgoo. And it needs to be pronounced Grailgoo. It's a Grailgoo. There's episode 1 and Return of the Jedi. That's what I thought. But why does it, when I type in episode, it doesn't show up? If I just type in Sith. Oh, it's going to show that. So there's that. Revenge of the Sith. Ep. Be nice if I could spell. Episode 1. If I just type in Phantom. There it is. Phantom Menace. How many mints does this have? 4,000? 3,500 in circulation? Okay. It was the anniversary special. This is a little bit different. And then what was the other one you said? Return of the Jedi. I'll just type in return. Should be good enough. Comics? Okay, so we really don't have like... All right, so we only have 3 of the 6, right? I mean, let's be honest. 7 through 9 hasn't happened yet. Let's just pretend. Yeah, this one has quite a bit. Yeah, it has almost 7,000. And then we have the other one too, right? Isn't it, or is this different? Star Wars, just Star Wars #1. Yeah, like this one. This is the original, right? This is episode 4, A New Hope, or whatever they call it now. Yeah, this is the one that has like, yeah, 45,000 mints. Yeah, this is the one where like the secret rare had, I don't know if you guys remember, almost 2,000 mints on the secret rare on this one. Didn't someone get offered like 15 grand for the 1977 of this comic and they passed on it? I mean, nothing against them. I mean, it's, dude, back then, because when did this drop? Yeah, 22. Back in 2022, I think people still kind of had hope, like maybe things will turn around or, you know, whatever it was. So like, I don't blame the guy for not taking the offer. But then again, I mean, 15 grand is, or whatever the amount was. I sold some things and end up buying Todd for $275. That's a great price. That's almost his all-time low. Plus they're nice and low mints. Yeah. 577 is a good mint, but you might get 2x the floor. It's hard to price those. Not any public sales debt. Yeah, one of ones is difficult to, unique mint, stuff like it's hard to price those. It's one of those ones where it's like you either kind of just, take a small multiple of the floor, right? Or you just hold on to it for years and you just find that like one perfect buyer that's willing to pay an arm and a leg for it. 577 is a bit of a stretch, but I do like the mint. Episode 1 and episode 6 are on the app too. You have 2 SR Grogu? Nice. Yeah, that reminds me, I need to do new emotes. That's another thing I'm going to do in the Discord with the people that are members is like, I'll probably put up some ideas for new emotes and you guys can like vote on them or just ideas and stuff. Nicely done. Thanks, Fountain of the Sun. We have episode 1. Yep. Grailgoo. Search Phantom Menace. Yeah, I think I'm just behind on chat. 2 different comics. The original and the 25-year. Yeah. Sorry. Episode 4 too. So do we have everything but like episode 2 and like 5 or something? Is that all we're missing now? Stop showing the comics I'm stacking vibes. These are not comics you're looking for. Yeah. Well, I'm going to try and, maybe we'll talk about it in the, Discord and stuff like that. Maybe not on live stream. I mean, and plus we have 10 people watching right now. I think we're on the same page. If anything, it's us 10 versus the other thousands on Veve, right? It's us versus them. That's a healthy way to look at it. The Star Wars posters are not bad either. And price, I've been picking those up under 15 gems. Older ones that dropped over a year ago. Yeah, what was the... Okay, posters? You guys don't want a Rambo poster? What's Rambo going for? Just out of curiosity. 30? What's the one with the... I forgot about this Baldari one. Do I have one of these? Oh, no, I don't. Okay. That's so strange. But I could have sworn... What's the one with like the exploding helmet or some of these other ones that... Yeah, like this one was pretty interesting. This one's going for 53. These posters are pretty cool too. Like A New Hope, like the space battle. I kind of forgot about these. I'm going to do this really quick. Just curious, like, how much this has gone up. Because I could have sworn these posters were going for, like, 5 gems at one point. All right, maybe not that low, 10 gems. So they're only up a little bit. So it's not like the posters have pumped so much that, like, you've lost out, right? Like, they're really only up from 10 to 15 gems. They're not... They haven't ran away from you by any means. All right, back one more. But you know what I mean? I could have sworn... This is it. Revenge of the Sith. This one's probably, yeah, it's of course it's expensive because it's like an error print essentially. 777 total. Yeah. Floor price on that. No one's going to buy the Chewbacca's? I know, Slider, you're going to stack the Chewbacca posters. This is Christmas Chewbacca's. The scarce FA comics could be crazy, like Truth. I got 11 of them under 3 gems, like Truth. Which ones? The scarce FA's comics could be crazy, Truth. Which one? Is that a Marvel comic or is that from like Dynamite or something else? I'm also very sure I'm probably completely missing out on some like uber scarce or very sought after comic or something like that that's actually like on the Veve, comics page. Really the only comics I've bought off of this like Veve comics page is the Marvel Rivals, Planet Death, and there was another one too. It's one of like the very early ones they did. It's been a while. It's been a while. All right, let me catch up with chat. Comics versus collectibles, best ROI. It's hard to say. Depends on the collectible and the comic. Like, I mean, buying some of these like bottleneck, I think comics, especially if there's like an FA attached, like I really think like some of these comics, I haven't stacked too many of these, but where's the like there's too many mints of like X-Men 4 for me to like really, you know, throw a lot of money at. But like some of these ones that I think that are like kind of like B tier comics almost. I don't know. We might have to look at we might have to look at Sleeping Comics list, but I think some of these ones that are like people just kind of like have forgotten about. This is 10,000 editions. Oh, I thought it was a little bit closer to 5. Or no, this one did get burned. So this one has 6,400 in circulation. So like even some of these aren't bad either. Like I'm not always just going after the bottleneck ones or whatever, but like even like Juggernaut stuff like that. I think some of these are kind of overlooked. Like everyone likes Juggernaut. Like I feel like if you're an X-Men fan, like you're gonna want Juggernaut. And this one did have a burn associated with it. There's some other ones too. I kind of forgot. You guys are filling me in on like the Daredevil stuff. Like I'm oblivious to like the Daredevil stuff. Like you guys brought to my attention like the Daredevil number 6, right? The one with the first red suit. I had no idea that was even a thing. Or no, it's 7. Yeah, it's 7. Yeah, this one. Like I don't even know this is I'm sure they like mentioned it in the X post or whatever, and I saw Daredevil 7, but like I will say there's a lot of like there's like X-Men 7, but it's not Uncanny X-Men 7. It's the 1997 version of X-Men, and it has the same name. And so sometimes it's very easy to just like overlook these, at least for me personally. But yeah, like the cheapest comic on this. First off, there's not even ultra rares on the market, and the common is at 20. So, comics are collectible. I think they're both going to do well. I think like if there's a lot of normies that are going on the app, obviously, I think in my opinion, what's going to pump first is collectibles, followed by comics. I think there are people in general. I don't know. People kind of buy and hold both. It depends. I don't know. I'm doing a little bit of both. I'm starting to kind of shift more towards comics. There was a point where I was going for collectibles, but like some collectibles have already pumped so much, or I don't want to, you know, it's one of those things where it's like while I'm on the way to afford like another Todd at like 350 or wherever he's at right now, it's like I always find myself like nibbling on $2, $3, $4 comics anyway. So I mean that's a good video discussion, right? To talk about like which one's better ROI. I think you just find stuff that's cheap. You find deals, you find first appearance. If you stick with first appearance and you find cheap stuff, like it's kind of hard to go wrong. But you know, selling one of your Grogu's, right, and then just buying a bunch of FA comics for under like $3 that have like less than 6,000 mints or 7,000 or whatever. Because that's my thing. I was trying to find like FA comics, ideally under 5,000 mints. If it pushes closer to like 6, 7, 8, 10,000, it's got to be like a pretty popular character like Juggernaut for me to want to go after it. I was looking up to get that Star Wars comic on drop, the secret rare edition. Yeah, the secret rares are it's just luck, to be honest. Like I said, if you look at some of these drops, I'm gonna catch up with chat. I know I'm like really far behind. Like this one, for example, that's coming up. Or no, this one already happened. Fantastic Four. Like this one says you have a 1 in 24 chance of getting it. So realistic, and I always like to add a little bit, right? Just in case. Because really it's not going to, it might, you know, you might get it in 12 buys or you might get it in 30. Maybe not that high. Maybe like 27, 28. I always try to add like an additional 10%. So it could be, you know, probably 26, 27. You might have to collect before you even get an SR. And at that point, it's like, all right, if you spend that much, it's like, what, 150-ish gems or something like that? I mean, if the SR is going for more than 150, and you might get lucky with some cheaper mints along the way. So it might be worthwhile. Yeah, like how much is this going for in the market? That's the other issue too. Like when you're on this page, you cannot see, you can't go to the market easily. Like I have to search up here. All right, let me catch up with chat. Can't get a Discord. I forgot my password. Haven't been on Discord over a year, so I'll have to try and find it. Wrote it down somewhere. Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to, at this point, I'm just going to post it in my streams going forward. So I got the Return of the Jedi set. Whoa, I got the ultra rares. I think those are only 400. Nice. Veve should burn the unsold collectibles like comics. I agree, but you know, it's not up to us. It's up to the licensors. And it seems like, honestly, if you are trying to buy, I mean, Marvel's the only one so far that's been open-minded enough to actually consistently burn comics and collectibles consistently. Disney kind of, Star Wars, not really. I mean, the only thing they really stopped was the Beskar ingots, which kind of reminds me, where's the, actually, let me look up this Fantastic Four. I'm kind of jumping all over the place. Yeah, how much is this going for? 55, yeah. If you really want the SR, right, you could either potentially click the buy button up potentially 20 times or more, right? Closer to 25, or you could just buy it for 55 in the market. I mean, you can collect the whole set for, what, 65 gems? Something like that. Yeah, I bought the Space Battle a few months ago for around 12 gems. Nice. That's a good discount. I got that Revenge of the Jedi poster. I think you minted one. Mint number 1. Nice. Truth is F.A. Isaiah Bradley. I still don't know who it is. Is there a can you tell me the comic on it or like the name? I'm still lost. I don't even know who Truth is, to be honest. I'll have to look it up. Oh, it's just called Truth One. I didn't know that was the name of the comic. I thought that was the name of the person. Oh, is there no truth on here? Oh, well. Help me out, sleeping. I'm kind of all the limited sub 3,000 edition key FA comics I think will do well in the future, or at least they have a good shot. I think so. I'm sure there's a bunch of other comics I'm overlooking, but... Oh, he was in Falcon, Winter Soldier, and latest Cat movie. Okay, I have not seen... Dude, I still haven't seen New Avengers or, the latest Captain America, like Falcon Soldier movie. I still have not seen those. I need to, but we need Captain America 1, yeah. We need Captain America 1. I know Sleepin' really wants Silver Surfer 1, right? We don't even have Silver Surfer 1. Let's type in Silver Surfer. I mean, I want X-Men 1, but from like I don't know if it's 91 or 97. I think it's 97, I think. Yeah, we got Silver Surfer Black 1. Let me switch it to comics. Dude, I love all the Silver Surfer Black covers. No, it looks really cool, but the uncommon, rare, and ultra rare all look great. I think I have a few of these. Yeah. Yeah, I got everything but the secret rare. I had the secret rare at one point, but I think I sold it for... I mean, I sold it within like a week of the drop. So, I mean, this was almost 3 years ago at this point. Dude, that is wild. This drop was 3 years ago. April 26th, 2022. Dude, how time flies. Yeah, this is it for Silver Surfer. Yeah, we don't even have Silver Surfer 1. So that's going to be another big comic. Dude, if that thing was like 3,000 mints, that would be nuts. I would love that. People also want to collect these just for the cover. Yeah, dude, I'm just a cover person too. Like, I know Silver Surfer Black isn't worth probably much in real life, but the covers are just sick. I'm just glad to have at least one of the URs. Yeah, like the Ultra right now is going for like 30 gems. Let's see, I was trying to sell. I didn't think it was going to hold up at 30 gems, so this guy undercut me. Maybe I'll relist it, or if someone wants to make me an offer, right? That's the nice. That's the kind of thing I want to do on Discord. Is if you're really trying to get rid of a collectible or a comic, usually it's just not enough people know about your listing, right? So. I don't want people to like spam their listings, but occasionally like you just have like a cool comic or collectible and you actually want to sell it sooner rather than later. You know, just post it in there and hopefully someone will see it. ROI safest comics, yeah. I think the comics didn't get much love in the last bull run. I remember not many people even talking about them. It was all about the collectibles for the most part. Yeah, I think it's I think that happened for two reasons. One, it was like, remember a lot of the comics back then were like 60,000, 50, 40, 30,000 mints. So it's a lot of mints. And I'm trying to remember which comic it was, but there was a certain comic that came around where it was like the very first time it was like unprofitable, right? Like someone, oh my God, someone finally floored a common for below 7 gems. And then once that happened, it was kind of like the floodgates opened. Then people just started treating it as gambling, right? And I think people kind of maybe started shying away from comics at that point because it was just like not profitable, right? Or there was a potential for it to be not profitable because everything up into that point was. So I think it's a combination of those things. But since then, right, I don't think it wasn't until like like 2022 maybe, and at that point the bull run was done. Right, the bull run really stopped probably around like March, April, like between like March, April, May, maybe June at the latest. But like after that, everything was just kind of, things were already going down after February, but there was still some sideways movement. But I don't think Veve even started entertaining the idea of like sub 30,000 comics until like mid 2022. And then like almost every year after that, they kind of started knocking off like an extra 10,000 until we're at the point where like, all right, 10,000 is kind of on the high, like standard end. And then anything 5,000 and below is like, okay, that's pretty scarce. So ingots are around 20 gems. I was looking at them today. Yeah, I had two. I did sell one for like 18, I think. I think like a week ago. And then I was thinking about selling my other one as well. You know, hypothetically, I do think that might be one of the items they might use for like next Star Wars drop. Because remember this Star Wars that we had, this Star Wars month, remember we like burned the Rancor, burned the Jawa, burned the Darth Vader, like kind of like previous drops were relevant for this, you know, for Star Wars month drops via burn. So I think the Beskar could be one. Like you burn a Beskar ingot to like make a helmet or an armor piece or a shoulder, like whatever it is. So, you know, hypothetically, I don't know, but I mean, so far, Star Wars is, once Star Wars month comes around, that's kind of when they bring out a lot of their crafting and kind of cool mechanics. Outside of that, like the other 11 months of the year, they kind of just do single drops and vehicles and stuff like that. Like nothing too incredibly exciting. Truth, red, white, and black, number 1. Is that on the app yet or no? I don't think we have it yet. But if it does, I'll definitely keep an eye out for it. Yeah, I know I've already said it, but we need filters for Golden Age, Silver Age, Bronze Age, Modern Age. I don't know. It's not too often I'm looking for Modern Age comics, and I feel like more often than not when I do a search, 90% of the results are Modern Age. Trad Moore is amazing. I have a signed Silver Surfer #1. Oh, that's sick. Signed by Trad Moore. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we need to get Silver Surfer 1. We need to get X-Men 1. And I want all those like conjoining covers. It's 1991, not 97. See, like, we need to start getting some of this stuff going on Veve. Hello? I don't know why it looks so grainy, but imagine you collect the set and you get the poster. Just keep it simple, or that, or like the common, uncommon, maybe common, uncommon, rare, ultra rare, kind of form the poster, and then like the secret rare is like a panel pull from inside or something like that. I mean, they could do a lot of cool stuff with the X-Men 1 comic, which actually I think I bought some at the place. Actually, let me actually give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Dude, I don't know what it is, but for the life of me, I cannot find my Planet Death San Diego Comic-Con like variant cover. It's not on Veve, but I went to my comic shop like a month ago and I bought it. But dude, I cannot find out. It's around here somewhere. I just need to find where it is. But actually, I did pick both of these up just because I don't own them. I literally bought these at the Phoenix Fan Fusion event. So here's one, right? Got that cover. Don't even own it. And he was like, hey, you want both? He's like, do you have both covers? I'm like, no. And I think they were selling for like, this one was the 8, and I guess this one was 6. And he was like, oh, if you want to buy both, I'll just give them for you 10. I'm like, all right. So I did actually show him some of the Veve exclusive covers. I showed him the Spider-Man 252. Which I'll go grab really quick. Yeah, and when I went to the comic booth, so I didn't really go this in depth. Like most people at the convention, which I'm going to do a live stream a different time talking about it and like pictures and stuff. But I remember I was like showing some of the guys. I'm like, have you guys seen like this cover before? And they're like, no, like, where's that from? And I told them it was Veve and all that stuff, you know, like these covers. Obviously, a lot of people like this one. You know, the Virgin variant cover, Superior Spider-Man. So I showed them all of these covers, and they've never seen it before. You know, and they've been in the industry for a while, so they thought it was super cool. And then I was like, I'm like, this one's by far my favorite. Like Spider-Man 2, I think that one's my favorite by far. Like so far with the Veve exclusive covers, like 252 is. The other ones are really good, but I think that one's unmatched personally. I'll have to like turn my apartment like inside out one of these days to find that Planet Death like cover. That's the Jim Lee cover for X-Men 1. Yeah, we need those. I have all those. I have those all up to SR covers, yeah. X-Men 1 from 91 sold over 5 million. I thought it was like 11 million or something like that, wasn't it? Maybe not that many. Let's see, I have it pulled up here. It's right here. 8.1 million copies. You're right. I mean, it was well over that, I guess. The best-selling comic single edition with sales of 8.1 million copies. It was created by Chris Claremont and Jim Lee. Yeah, both super iconic. I met, I wish I took a picture. I just saw him like very briefly and just like shook his head and told him I was a fan and stuff. But at New York Comic Con in 2023, I didn't go last year. So, yeah, it was awesome. I really wish I got a picture, but it was just like he was surrounded by people. It was like a quick in and out kind of thing. So, yeah, if I find that cover, I'll definitely show it next stream. If I find that, I mean, it's just this cover. I'll just show you guys really quick. Yeah, this is the cover. I'll just show you guys. So this is the one I actually got at my local comic shop like a month ago. Because I remember I played the drop, and then like a week later, I was like, you know what? I wonder if they have the comic at my comic shop. So I went there, and yeah, of course they had I don't know, like 10 copies or something like that. I bought like 4 or 5. And then I asked him like, oh, do you guys have any like variant covers and stuff like that? And he's like, not that I know of. And then I was still looking at other stuff. And then he waved me down. He's like, oh, actually, this guy brought this in yesterday from the convention. I'm pretty sure he probably looked it up on like eBay to like see like prices and then sold it to me. But, you know, it's fine. What up, Vibe? Saw your post in Twitter about the removal of some things on the Veve app. I'm thinking features had to be removed to speed up the app for now. But with the next upgrade with these features could return. Yeah, I mean, I do think part of it is, I think you're right. When they made the website change just to kind of speed things along, I think they did have to remove a few features potentially. I think the other thing too, it's like they're probably just not in a rush to do it right. Like being able to, you know, having the tags or being able to like searching like I mean, what you just showed earlier, it's kind of a pain to like search for collectibles in your own collection, right? Unless you exactly know the name. Like you can't type in Boba Fett. You have to type in like, I have you in my sights or whatever. Like them fixing those things is not going to like result in more sales, I guess. So that could be it. I mean, I could be wrong, but yeah, you got that death variant. Yeah, we don't have this variant on Veve, and that's the back side, which is cool. Yeah, we don't have this variant on Veve. I forgot how much I paid for it. I'll have to find it, but how long have I been streaming for? I don't even know. What time did I start? Like 5:45. Yeah, gosh, we've been going for 2.5 hours. Let's go. All right, who's going for I just said it as a joke, but who's going for Timu Mario? Who's going for it? I will say he does look adorable. And it's one of those things where like, all right, if the common's going for a couple gemmies in the aftermarket or something like that, I might pick it up. But I mean, I guess if you do land the common, you do get the poster. Which, how many posters are there? 1,600? All right, there's quite a few. Is it for eligible to craft? They must hold the comment common. Only store purchases are eligible. Okay. I thought it was going to be market too. I'm like, dude, if they allow market, like I might, if I can, grab one for cheap and like mint it, flip it, sell it on the market. Like there's always an angle, right? There's always a way to like gamify things a bit. Veve's kind of caught on now. A lot of those old, I would say, glitches or things they oversaw, right? Where you could like buy in the market, sell it, flip it. And you could kind of just like keep, you know, doing the same thing over and over. Now they've kind of figured out the difference between store purchases and market purchases and stuff like that. Nope, not going for it. Yeah, I'm the same way. Like I said, I might have to like write that down, but those 3 pieces of advice that My Collectibles had in his video or like live stream 3 years ago about, you know, it's like, don't go for comics or collectibles you don't care about or you think aren't going to do well. Save your gems and look for deals. That's kind of it. Not a fan of Princess Bubblegum. Can we get a Shafano shout out? Yeah, shout out to my old roommate. Shiffy. So thanks for stopping by, Kristen, and hanging out. You don't like Princess Bubblegum? Let me see. I'll show you guys some of the pictures that I took at the convention. I'm not going to show them all, but I do want to show off a few. Yeah, I do want to show off a few because I do want to do a separate live stream, and I'm going to try and get Corey and My Collectibles to join me. So obviously the you know, some of the Veve like community managers and stuff like that. Oh, you said you are a fan. Oh, I thought you said not a big fan. Big fan of Princess Bubblegum. Yeah, Princess Bubblegum's awesome. So this is at the convention. I like Lara Croft, so that's why I took. Can I zoom in? All right, no, it's not gonna help. So I got some like Lara Croft stuff in there. So weirdly enough, I didn't take a whole lot of. Yeah, these people have like posters and stuff. This guy's dressed up as like a starship captain in the background, which is funny. More, dude, I don't know what this is. Is this from like an anime or something? I don't know what this is from, but someone was dressed up as this like 10-foot tall like creature thing. I'm assuming it's from an anime that I'm not familiar with, but he was walking around and people were like taking pictures with him all day, which is kind of cool. More Star Wars stuff. This booth just had a bunch of katanas, and it reminded me of the South Park episode from, God, at this point, like 20, 25 years ago, where they all bought like a bunch of like ninja stars and katanas and stuff and were like hurting each other. So there he is again. Oh, so this is the Mysterio. So this is the AR picture with Mysterio. I almost got this. I almost got some towels for my roommate. There's a bunch of Lego pieces. I almost bought some of these. These little Lego things, dude. They had like Goku and football and like World War II soldiers and like Space Marines and like literally like Harry Potter, like everything you can think of was like on here. They all had like little Lego versions of them, which was pretty cool. It's a Team Fortress 2 engineer. I don't know who this guy was, but I was taking a picture and he just started like waving at me, which is funny. But I was trying to find the, oh, this is cute. Yeah, there was someone driving. They weren't doing it, but someone was like driving this little BB-8 around and like kids were interacting with it. But I don't know what happened with the video there. I was trying to do a T-Rex like in the middle of the convention, but it looked a bit weird. It's kind of some more of the, you know, weed is legalized and all that stuff when you literally have a dispensary. I don't know if you can see that. It's called True Leaf, like right there in the back. They had like they had booths like set up like all over the place. I'm like, all right, well they know their audience. So this is it. It's kind of hard to see, but this is Princess Bubblegum with the Rest in peace. So I was able to find it in AR. So at first I just wanted a picture with just the girl dressed up as Princess Bubblegum, but then the whole group joined in, so I tried to fit it in there. So there's Ice King and everyone else. Tony Stark with Iron Man. So the cool thing is I would take it in AR and then I would show them the picture and they thought it was cool. Little tauntaun. This is a good picture. I like this one with Moon Knight and this other person that was dressed up as Moon Knight too. This one was kind of messed up. So I didn't even realize there's a button you can press on the AR picture, which kind of like just forces the collectible there. So like some pictures, like the legs are kind of missing, but there's the armor. Yeah, this was part of the, where was this? Oh yeah, this is the 501st like section. So the 501st Legion, that's like the Legion that follows around like Darth Vader, but like there's people that dress up as them. You know, I think a lot of you guys know like my collectibles was in that group. But like they go to like every convention. They make sure all their outfits are like movie accurate and stuff like that, which is super cool. So this was like their section at the convention. They also had like knights fighting and stuff, which was kind of cool, like in a cage. It was kind of funny because like they're fighting, but you could tell they didn't want to like push each other up against the fence at all. So I mean, don't get me wrong, like some of the hitting was pretty loud, but it wasn't like, you could tell it wasn't too intense. They're not trying to like hurt each other or anything, but Sam Wilson. I like these people dressed up as like Black Panther, Blade, this guy was dressed up as like Chef from South Park, which is pretty funny. Oh yeah, this is near the Jurassic Park like booth or something like that. Team Fortress 2. Oh yeah, this is the picture I took with Shawnee Poo and like the Uncommon Podcast. People wanted me to go check out this guy. I guess he's part of the Veve fam. So I got this book and this little Predator thing. Dude, these Ninja Turtle guys like cracked me up. I didn't make like an X post about it, but I'm like, when are we gonna get Ninja Turtles on Veve? Nice towels, yeah. Knights fighting, that's crazy. Let's go. Yeah, dude, it was cool. They had a few different people go in there. Eventually, it's kind of funny because after they did the thing, eventually they let like families go in. So it was kind of funny. I was watching like a mom and a dad and like two little kids like fighting each other with like foam swords and stuff in there. It was kind of cute. Jawa. This guy had like the Berserk outfit as Yu-Gi-Oh cards, which is pretty cool. Kind of looks like Randy, right? Just a little bit. This was like their mascot at the convention, like Phoenix Fan Fusion. I don't know if this is like the convention mascot or whatever, but he was kind of like walking around. This one was like dead on, dude. This guy, he was part of the 501st, and his outfit is like legit movie accurate. This is the picture I took with that, I forgot her name, but yeah, Wonder Woman. So I was just trying to find people with outfits that just, or cosplayers that just had collectibles I already had, and I was just like taking pictures next to them. This one was really cool. This was the best Chainsaw Man outfit that I could see or find. His left hand is a little messed up, but like it looked really cool. A little bit of Lilo and Stitch. Occasionally they would just have these people in these like massive outfits come out in front of this like wall. Yeah, Space Marines. War convention. Dude, there was legitimately like 500-600 booths there of just random stuff. Like I said, people just selling like towels and little crochet things and posters and flags and stickers and comics. Yeah, so sometimes like some of the collectibles were like clipping through the ground and stuff on that, but Princess Bubblegum, there she is. It's yours for less than 5 gems. If anyone wants it. I do want to watch have you guys ever watched Adventure Time? For some reason I was watching a YouTube video, or I like stumbled upon like a YouTube video that was kind of like doing almost like a like a psychological like breakdown of certain episodes and like life lessons and stuff like that. I watched and I'm like, oh, this show's actually pretty cool. You know, it has a lot of like meaning to it and stuff like that. Beneath just like all the chaos that happens, like in the show. But was the worst Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Yeah, there was a lot of like, it was actually funny. There was a lot of guys dressed up as girls too. Not like actually, but like this one huge muscular dude was dressed up as like Jigglypuff or something like that. And there's like another guy who was dressed up as oh my gosh, what's the name? What was it called? Sailor Moon. Yeah, someone was like dressed up as like Sailor Moon or whatever too. Like a bit. I wish I took pictures of them, but I was running around and the convention was huge. Like I actually got lost a few times. Like I don't even know where I was. I watched a long time ago, but not that often. Yeah, I might watch it a little bit just for fun because it is, from what I've heard, it actually is kind of centered around like D&D adventures and stuff like that. At least like the way they kind of go about things, and that's kind of like what its influence is Dungeons and Dragons. For the most part, which I do like. All right, we'll probably have to cut it here pretty soon because I've already been streaming for almost 3 hours. Next stream, I'm going to reach out to Corey and My Collectibles, and no, we'll probably talk about the convention, things on the app, all kinds of stuff, but don't forget about Grogu. Baby Grogu, or Baby Yoda. Grailgoo. Yeah, I bought this. Yeah, this was for 70 gems. I bought 5 of them. Now they're going for 280. So already almost like what is that? Almost a 4x already. It's pretty good. Superman going for 145. I think Superman's a like. I haven't even looked at Todd yet. What's Todd going for? Todd Batman. Wow, 374. This guy's also got a few listings for them as well. Yeah, unfortunately, Todd. I do think a lot of people still have large stacks of Todds. I collected some of the Adventure Time cards on Quid, but they are gone now. Yeah. I had to put no money in Quid, and I'm glad I didn't. Quid just seemed... I mean, it was kind of cool. I mean, actually, I didn't put any money in, but like there was a couple of times where they had like, oh, you get 10 free dollars or something like that, or like Quid bucks. I forgot what they were called. I did buy some like... I think it was like some like Star Trek stuff, and then as well as like some Elder Scrolls things, because they actually did have some like Morrowind stuff on there, which I was kind of surprised. So I bought a couple things, but again, it was all currency that they gave me on the app. I didn't have to spend any money. So yeah, they were really trying to get people like on the app and get you to spend some money, but I just don't want to stretch myself too thin across too many projects. It's like I'm already on Veve. Now I'm kind of on Disney Pinnacle. I'm not too active on that too much. I'm still on Palm, not Palm. Oh my God, it used to be called Palm. On Candy. Haven't really been on Candy too much recently. So yeah, for the most part, I'm just focusing on Veve. For the most part. But let me link it again one more time before I sign off. Yeah, I got a lot of Star Trek stuff. That's the main reason I went on. Yeah. Yeah, I like Star Trek. I mean, I still need to watch some of the newer shows. Some people were saying that like some of the newer shows aren't great, but I heard like not Brave New World. What's it called? That's completely something different. Brave New World is something different. Shows. Strange New Worlds. I do want to watch that. I might watch it tonight just because I've been saying I've been wanting to watch it for like 2 years now. He not already told me the last season of Picard is very good. He said just ignore the first 2 seasons. I watched the first, I think, 2 seasons of Discovery. There's 5 total, but then after I watched, I think I watched the first like 2 or 3 seasons. Then I was kind of over it. I'm not going to bother watching Lower Decks or Prodigy. Strange New Worlds is good. Yeah, I've heard it's really good. So if anything, I'm going to watch that first. You know what show I wish was still live or still happening right now, and it's even better than Star Trek in my opinion, was like the Orville with Seth MacFarlane. That was a really funny show. I think they had like 2 or 3 seasons. Let me see. Yeah, I think they technically had 3 seasons, but after that they just stopped making them. So that's a funny show. All right. Well, there's my Discord. Yes, Picard's awesome. Season 3 is great. Okay, I'll take your advice to watch season 3 and just ignore the other stuff. So that's the link to the Discord. JKRB, I see that you're already in here, Dr. Few. So JKRB, I'll be sure to, now that you're a member, I'll be sure to move you in that member chat or like the Vibe Tribe and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll probably do a Twitter post too. That way we get more people on here just talking about Veve, all kinds of stuff. We're also going to talk about other NFT projects, crypto. So it's not just Veve, but it's still going to be 85% Veve. But the other 15%, we'll talk about other things too. Who knows? We might even have like a little Pokemon Pocket section in the Discord. You know, I've been doing that a little bit and stuff. So, but cool, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Hope you guys have a good one. And yeah, have fun. Make sure to double and triple check all of your listings so you don't screw yourself over. Thanks, Slider, for hanging out. Appreciate it. So Slider, Kristen, if you're still here, Rob Cooks, Sleepin', JKRB, thanks for hanging out. Fun under the sun. Thanks for the dono again, Fun under the sun. And JKRB, thanks for joining the membership. So you guys are great, and I'll see you guys next time.